Yo, 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 talking shit, getting clicks. And it is. What day is it? You should know. 17 to 30. Let the children sing. I said, let the children sing. Let the children sing. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Mo 3Times, and tonight I want to walk you through a grounded political what if, where fair democracy actually prevailed, starting with the blocked Obama Supreme Court and the election of Hillary Clinton. This episode reimagines a court that protects precedent instead of power and accountability instead of immunity. All right, so let me ask you guys something. I got a question. I do. I have a question. Let me ask you this. This thing's not working. Oh, I think it is working. I'm not working. Let me get right. Talking shit, getting clicks. What you gonna do? Yeah, this is crazy. It's just like really what I want you guys to do is I really, really want you to imagine something radical. Only because we've forgotten what it looks like. I mean, I want you guys to imagine a government where the rules are followed even when they're inconvenient. A democracy where power does not reward sabotage. A Supreme Court that doesn't blink. Tonight, I want to walk you through that fantasy. Nope, it is not a Marvel multiverse. This is not sci-fi. It's definitely not sci-fi. It's just a version of America where fair democracy actually prevailed. Every date is real. Every person is real. The only fiction is that the institutions actually did their jobs. All right. Okay, I appreciate that appreciation. I really do. I really do. I really do. But let's start with this. February 13th, 2016, Justice Antonin Scalia dies. The Constitution is clear. The president nominates, the Senate advises and consents, and there's no election year clause, there's no pause button, there's no hostage taking. President Barack Obama nominates Merrick Garland, a moderate institutionalist judge. Now, in real life, the Senate, under Mitch McConnell, froze the seat for 342 days, if you guys remember. 342 days he froze the seat. But in this story, the story that I'm talking about, this reimagining, I'm happy to go ahead and say that the Senate would actually do their job in this story. which means they do their job not because they like Obama, not because they like Garland, but because democracy is not optional. And then Garland would have been confirmed, and then the Supreme Court, see the reds and the blues? You can kind of figure out my chart going here. The Supreme Court becomes 5-4 in favor of precedent and restraint. And a single act, that's right, that one single act, one confirmation changes the trajectory of this country. Oh, shut up, kids. Now, hold on to your lunch, because in my version, it's November 2016. In this version, Hillary Clinton in this version of history wins. That matters because continuity matters. Understand what I'm saying? Take it like this. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is in her 80s. She retires during a Clinton term, right? Clinton appoints a younger judge aligned with constitutional precedent. Now, the court is looking 6-3, and we're not going to call it a liberal court. I know you see the blue question marks of who could have been if this would have happened and everything, and we're not going to call this a liberal court. This is just a court that rules. It's a rules court. There's no Trump appointees, no ideological supermajority, there's no grievance over jurisprudence, and because of that, we're going to get some cases that never break democracy, because presidents are not kings. But I'm giving the truth to people who already know that. Right? So in our real timeline, if this is done, the Supreme Court invents broad presidential immunity in Trump versus United States. Yeah, Trump versus United States was the presidential immunity, John. Right? That ruling says presidents are immune from criminal prosecution for official acts, even after leaving office. That doctrine never existed in American history. The Constitution does not mention it. The founders actually explicitly rejected it. Now, in my fair democracy timeline, the court rejects this immunity, right? The court rejects the immunity, and it rules plainly. It says a president cannot be a monarch. Once out of office, the laws apply. So when January 6th happens, and yes, in this history, Trump still tries it, there is no legal force field, no infinite delay, no judicial shield. Accountability is decided by evidence and juries, not by whom they were appointed by. Now, going back, does it guarantee prison? Because that's the question when I was going over this. Does it guarantee prison? No. No, it does not guarantee prison for Trump. But for the first time, accountability would be real. Moving on to other issues, like the decision of Dobbs versus Jackson, a.k.a. The dismantling of Roe versus Wade. In this alternate timeline, there is no Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization because there is no court willing to erase 50 years of precedent to satisfy ideology. So the court does what it was doing for the 50 years before. It upholds Roe, which means productive rights remain federally protected, which means healthcare does not become a zip code lottery per se. It means women do not flee states to survive, which means the economy is steadier, the workforce is stronger, and families are not legislated into crisis. Right? How about allowing the government to govern? Not a lot of people know about this, but there is no case called West Virginia versus the EPA. West Virginia versus the EPA. West Virginia versus the EPA. That real world ruling crippled federal agencies by saying they couldn't tackle major problems unless Congress spelled it out line by line. So in this timeline, the court says Congress writes laws, the experts execute these laws, and the judges interpret the laws, which means environmental protections stand. Which means environmental protections stand. Public health costs are lower. Regulation works the way it's supposed to. And when corporate interests try to sue their way out of oversight, the Chevron deference survives. Because without this, there is no Loper Bright Enterprises versus Raimondo. Once again, there is no case known as Loper Bright Enterprises versus Raimondo, ending expert authority, which means judges don't replace scientists, corporations don't get to pick their own regulators, and the law gets to be interpreted. It doesn't get hijacked, all right? Now, democracy is protected before it bleeds, and when I say that, I'm talking about the spirit of the Voting Rights Act is restored, which means, let me go back one. Which means that the damages Shelby County versus Holder is reversed in practice, which means the damages, the case known as Shelby County versus Holder is reversed in practice. This states, and it means states cannot quietly suppress votes, which means gerrymandering faces real limits, which also means democracy is defended proactively, not autopsied afterwards. Oh, how did democracy die? Let's find out. It's too late. Democracy's dead. Authoritarianism is in its place. Now, and here's the part people miss as well. The Supreme Court doesn't just decide cases, it decides what kind of country is possible. Because there is no Trump presidency in this timeline, that means no tariff trade wars inflating consumer prices. Which means there's no saber rattling in Venezuela or quote unquote drug boat military strikes in the Caribbean or Pacific. Which means there's no ICE terror doctrine turning asylum into fear theater. And that's not all. There means there's no hollowing out of the federal agencies. A lot of black women lost their jobs in D.C. A lot of people lost their jobs in D.C. A lot of people lost their jobs all around this country if they work for the government. Right? So yeah, no hollowing out of the federal agencies. Also, no existential threat to the Department of Education. No threat to the Department of Education. No normalizing political violence. How about that one? Let the children sing. Yeah, in my timeline, that's what. Oh, and hold on, the big one, but not really big. No January 6th become a rehearsal instead of a reckoning, which means they might have tried it. But yeah, there would have been consequences, and I don't mean just a couple of weeks in jail before the orange guy got you bailed out. Also, it means the White House East Wing remains intact. It means career civil servants keep their jobs. It means institutions remain boring. And you know what? Boring is good. It's good. Boring is awesome. But I can go further. I can do you one more better. I can do you two more better. I can do you a lot better. I can do you a lot better. Because internationally, we can go international. Palestine would still be unresolved, as well as Ukraine and Russia. But I'm going to tell you what, the U.S. policy wouldn't be acting as an accelerant to all of that, which means the U.S. wouldn't be gassing people up to dig further and bring home more bodies at all. Which also means that diplomacy replaces spectacle. We like diplomacy, right? Shake a hand, shake a hand. Maybe alliances hold a little earlier. Let me close out because this is just supposed to be a quick one. But I gotta remind you guys, I'm on a 30-day kick here, and this is day 17 of 30 of 30 days of straight live streaming every day, random damn times. So if you got the alerts, hit those alerts. And by the way, before I break this down, it is something flashback. It is something I always got to shout out those who show up and show out for me, the Jump Out Gang.
Many people know them as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
Applause and yays for you. Also air horns. Hell. Let's hit you guys with the chime, with the gun cock. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, regard me. All right. But all in all, listen, this isn't just a fantasy. This isn't nostalgia. This isn't partisanship. This is a reminder, okay? It's a reminder that democracy didn't fail because it was weak. It failed, and it's failing because it has been undermined deliberately. Guys showed up late, you might have to run this back, but I break it down, and I do it all quick because I don't know. I don't know how long I've been live streaming right now, less than 20 minutes, but I'm going to tell you like this. Take away that one block nomination, that one reverse rule to the block nomination, and one captured court, and everything else since then, once they did that, went downstream. So when people ask, does the Supreme Court really matter? You got to tell them this story because in this fantasy, nothing is magical, all right? And nothing magical happens. The rules are simply followed, and that alone changes everything. Everything. Keep it a buck. That's really all I have for you tonight. I will definitely be back tomorrow. And with this subject, there are definitely a lot more things that have gone on with this current Supreme Court that could have been stopped, that could have been blocked. I don't know. I was going to end it there, but I'll be remiss if I say this. I am a registered independent. I got to tell these people all the time because they look at my channel and be like, oh my God, he's a bleeding heart liberal. I am a registered independent. There's some shit on the left that just makes me wince and be like, oh, that's crazy. There's some shit on the right that makes me get under covers at night and make sure no part of my body is hanging out because it's just scary. All right? And I have no problem criticizing either side because both of those sides are supposed to be working for not only me, but you out there. Okay? However, in this moment in time, for the last couple of years, we have been in a peculiar and precarious situation where it seems like one side is being extra super duper abusive with their powers, with their policies, the way they look at the constituents. And I can't sit here and see this and not call it out or not put out information for somebody to pass along. Yeah, I'm going to cut it right there because if I keep going, we're going to be at this an hour. But I'll give applause. Thanks to the Jump Out Gang. Tomorrow will be day 18 of 30, God willing, as long as I wake up. I'm gonna make sure I get one out and over to you guys live, probably off of the mobile tip. So please check me out. Hit like, share, subscribe, and alerts, because I will be on when I be on. And let's not forget Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights. I do the We episodes. Usually, Ev Love is my co-host. And we talk about any and everything under the sun. Because I've been doing these 18s of 30s and these day whatever of 30s. Listen, I never wanted to do politics. I'm being honest with you. I never really wanted to do politics, other than occasional something would go on every now and then, because politics used to be boring, but it's no longer boring. It's no longer safe out there. I don't feel safe. If you guys feel safe, let me know in the chat, but I don't. And because of that, I'm going to keep speaking out. When I see wrong, I'm going to, when you see it, say it. I think that's like the code, right? See it, say it. So when I see it or I hear it, I'm going to say it. I'm going to let you guys know, and I'm fighting misinformation. That's what I'm doing. Check us out Wednesday. I got a really great idea. I know that we are not in the best position as far as with the trade deficit and everything like that. I know we have to stretch dollars a little bit further, but still, and I know. I'm feeling the squeeze too, but I am still grateful for everything that I have. The roof over my head, clean running water, even though it's well water. Clean running water, clothes on my back. I got internets, I got electricity. So I am feeling thoroughly blessed and grateful to be alive right now. And I wish you guys have the same feeling with whatever life is you got going on over there. I'm trying to be nice, but I feel like I sound like an asshole with that one. But honestly, I really feel grateful for everything I have. And there's been something on my mind. You guys may have known through shows. I got a problem, and I always bring it up with kids not being able to get free lunch at school. This is something that I want to talk about Wednesday. It's very important to me, and there's something that I really, truly want to do something about that, and I need your help. So Wednesday, hang out, we live, hit the chat, call in, we'll talk about it, we'll discuss it. But as tomorrow, we're going to pop back up tomorrow. It'll be a Monday, January 5th. New little topic, talk about what's going on in the day. I'll do a mobile, and then I'll get out of the way for you guys. I appreciate everybody watching. Once again, I'm Mo 3Times. This is Talking Shit, Getting Clicks, and I'll see you later. Let the trigger sing.